He is definitely one of the most resourceful male protagonists in the latest series, and his character is also firm and resolute, although he has awakened the weakest professional speaker profession because of his extremely high intelligence, even if it is an additional profession. Good at fighting can still be played by this man until he flies. And the beginning of it all started from his grandfather, who was called the hero of the evil spirit. Came from the abyss that suddenly appeared in the city where the man was one day. The so-called abyss is a portal to the demon world. When the magic contained in the air reaches a certain concentration, it will create a connection between the abyss and the demon world, and the deeper the connection, the stronger the demon will appear in the world. Unfortunately, Noel happened to be there when he was a child. They happened to find a 12th level abyss, which was enough to bring down a tsunami-level demon. So in order to protect the city, Noel's grandfather sacrificed his life and went to the battlefield to fight the demon and expel the demon. However, he was split in two and was on the verge of death. With his grandfather's miserable body, Noel decided to become the strength of the team. The witch itself has no combat effectiveness, so Noel has to rely on his friends to fight. So he was often teased by others. Just when Noel felt a little unhappy, a poisonous mist suddenly enveloped him. Seeing this, the other team members wanted to go to help, but the mist was too thick and they couldn't find Noel's location. At this time, a monster suddenly appeared. The healing team was injured. Without the consumption of the rear guard and Noel's contribution, Noel's command, his teammates quickly raised their fighting spirit and successfully wiped out all the attacking monsters. When the mission was completed, the team also completed today's siege without any danger, because this mission was very difficult. They then went to the tavern to start celebrating. So they also got a remuneration of 5 million. It had been a year since they formed the team. If they continued to develop like this, it was unlikely that they would develop into a war group in the future, Noel thought. This was a rare celebration party. Seeing that Noel didn't respond too much, he thought it was a matter of more rewards. In fact, he could still get another 500,000, thinking that it was because of this that Varda convinced Noel that being too obsessed with money was not a good thing. Too lazy to talk nonsense with him, and began to mock him in a sarcastic tone. When he saw Varda, he immediately became angry. He had already seen that Noel was not satisfied with hiding behind. After eating, they began to distribute the rewards for this mission. But excluding the team's operating costs and equipment repair costs, as well as paying 5 million to the battle group that originally took over the mission, the maximum amount they could get was only 250,000. It was their main force that comforted them, said that although they did not get a large share, the team's funds did increase. They might be able to get more when they received a large-scale mission next time. Noel said that not everyone would have this opportunity every time. Unlike war groups that receive tasks directly from the country, large-scale tasks like the Evolutionary Abyss are basically completed by people in the war group. At this point, Noel suddenly asked his partner how much the team's funds were now. The latter said that the total reward for each person was 12.8 million. After seeing this, Noel felt that it was time, so he immediately proposed the idea of creating a war group. After hearing this, his partner thought it was just a joke. After all, to create a war group, he had to hand over 20 million to the country. Noel said there was no need to worry about it. Rather than continuing to take on small tasks to survive like this, it would be better to create a battle group early and take on big tasks. As soon as this statement came out, Red Hair and his friends immediately panicked. Now they were newcomers, and their functions were only sea level. They definitely wouldn't be able to fight. For this, Noel felt that because of this, they should create a battle group. No matter how much time passed, they would always be rookie operators. Now that he had mastered the knowledge needed to run a battle group, as long as they could gain practical experience, they would definitely go further. In the end, the big tasks will still be left to the existing battle group. However, Noel also said that there is no need to worry about this. It is even better to say the opposite, because the country respects everyone as an explorer, so it definitely needs a lot of young, beautiful and handsome role models to promote many things. The success of the battle group is also due to the presence of such members. As soon as Varda said this, she immediately agreed with Noel to form a battle group. After all, staying in a place like this is not an option.
どうしてもすぐにクランを創設したいのか。
ばっかりは折れる気はない。できないという。
Noel's heart, his friend had no choice but to agree to form a war group and make an appointment to meet at noon the day after tomorrow. Noel was also very happy because they understood his idea, but before leaving, the woman stopped him. Noel seemed to want to say something, but his words were